themselves with a seldom-used law in an effort to close down some of the city's popular night spots. The clubs are licensed as restaurants, but they don't meet the restaurant criteria established back in the 1930s. Until recently, D.C. authorities had ignored the old law. Bruce Johnson reports that the new battle between the nightclubs and civic groups could change the face of Washington's nightlife.
Few party people know it, but D.C. law does not allow nightclubs. The hot spots after dark are all licensed as restaurants. The law says night spots, like other restaurants, must collect at least half of their income from the sale of meals. Most don't, and the city has looked the other way, at least until now. The court has ruled that the law is the law, and the city must enforce it.
Our position is not to knock nightclubs out of existence, but to knock the bad apples out of existence, to give the benefit of the doubt to those clubs that have community support.
We don't want new go-go establishments in the area because we have had problems locating or attracting new businesses to the area.
It was a neighborhood effort to close the Shepherd Park Go-Go Club that upheld the letter of D.C. law, but the ramifications are citywide. The council is now considering new legislation that would distinguish between a nightclub and restaurant license. Community groups would have the power to close unwanted establishments, but night spot operators say there is nothing in the new bill to protect their current investments. There's no doubt the biggest impact from the court's decision and the new legislation will be felt right here in the district's Georgetown area. Already some 14 restaurants are having their licenses challenged by neighborhood groups. What's the problem with these night spots?
Oh, it's very easy to determine. Noise, garbage, the public urination.
Under the new legislation, restaurants could not play amplified music or allow dancing. Nightclubs could not be within 1,000 feet of a residential area. Mike O'Hara, owner of Georgetown's Champion Spot, says he couldn't qualify as a restaurant or a nightclub.
We built a sports bar with a small kitchen to do certain types of food, and that was what we were licensed to do, and that's what the city approved. Many of the nightclubs, if you will, don't even open till 9 at night, 8 at 9 at night. This is past the dinner hour. They don't open for lunch, and their customers are people that come out at night, not during the daytime.
Yeah, but why couldn't they apply and get just the nightclub license under this new provision?
There is a nightclub license proposed, which would be you couldn't be within 1,000 foot of a residence, so you'd have to be locate, say, in Buzzards Point. What it'll really do is drive everybody out of business or into the suburbs.
The Restaurant and Bar Owners Organization says about half of the city's 630 liquor licenses would be affected by the new law.
If we don't pass a law which will allow a nightclub, a Champions or whatever, to be able to get a license without meeting a food requirement, they're going to be out of business in any event. They can't meet the 50% requirement, you know, and that's the law now.
The full council won't vote on this controversial measure until the end of the year, but already observers are chalking this one up as a big victory for homeowners, a big defeat for people who operate restaurants that are really nightclubs. This is Bruce Johnson reporting for Eyewitness News from Georgetown.